Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are the basic human rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. They are essential for the protection of the individual's dignity and freedom. There are 6 fundamental rights enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution. 1. Right to equality. This right guarantees that all citizens are equal before the law and cannot be discriminated against on the basis of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. 2. Right to freedom. This right guarantees the freedom of speech and expression, the freedom of assembly and association, the freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India, and the freedom to practice any profession or occupation. 3. Right against exploitation. This right prohibits all forms of forced labor, child labor, and traffic in human beings. 4. Right to freedom of religion. This right guarantees the freedom of conscience and the right to freely profess, practice, and propagate religion. 5. Cultural and educational rights. This right guarantees the right of any section of citizens to conserve their culture, language, or script, and the right of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions of their choice. 6. Right to constitutional remedies. This right guarantees the right of every citizen to approach the Supreme Court or the High Courts for the protection of their fundamental rights. Exploring the significance of fundamental rights in daily life. Fundamental rights play a vital role in our daily lives. They protect us from discrimination and exploitation, and they ensure that we can live our lives with freedom and dignity. For example, the right to equality guarantees that we have the same opportunities as everyone else, regardless of our background or circumstances. The right to freedom guarantees that we can express our opinions freely, associate with others, and move around freely. The right against exploitation protects us from being forced to work or to be trafficked. The right to freedom of religion guarantees that we can practice our religion without fear of discrimination. The cultural and educational rights guarantee that we can preserve our culture and language, and that we have access to education. And the right to constitutional remedies guarantees that we have a way to seek justice if our fundamental rights are violated. Here are some specific examples of how fundamental rights are used in daily life. 1. A student from a minority community may use the right to freedom of religion to attend a school of their choice. 2. A woman may use the right to equality to challenge a discriminatory policy at work. 3. A person who has been trafficked may use the right against exploitation to seek justice. 4. A journalist may use the right to freedom of speech and expression to report on corruption or other important issues. A person who has been arrested may use the right to constitutional remedies to challenge their detention. Fundamental rights are essential for the protection of individual liberty and the promotion of social justice. They are the bedrock of a democratic society. Fundamental rights are the basic human rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. They are essential for the protection of the individual's dignity and freedom. We should all be aware of our fundamental rights and stand up for them when they are violated.